Welcome to the Shut Your
Hey.
Mouth Lounge, episode number 148. Getting pretty close to the big 150.
Yeah.
There's Addy. You already heard him speaking. There's Pink.
Hey.
And there's me. Alright.
I'll need to learn how to do a proper Fat Albert impression so I can just butt in as a fourth person one of these times.
Specifically, I'll be Fat Albert. If it was anyone else, it'd be inappropriate. But Fat Albert, he's allowed in.
Yeah.
He's split himself off from the mind of Bill Cosby. You know like Alan Wake, how like the character that Alan came up with became real and he was evil? Imagine it was like the opposite. Like Bill Cosby is evil, but he came up
Here's
with...
Fat Albert!
Fucking shut up. Bill Cosby comes up with Fat Albert, Fat Albert becomes real, Fat Albert is the good part that's sliced off of Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Hey.
Soon is also here for some reason.
What the heck? When did you get here?
Just now.
Oh,
We said Fat Albert 3 times so soon arrived. Coincidence? I think not.
He had to take
what
time out of...
sorcery?
He had to take time out of his RuneScape schedule, you see. Had to finish an hour-long quest, apparently.
No, he just set up an auto clicker.
Ah,
So he can level up his stats. I forget if that was a RuneScape thing or not.
Yeah, that is a RuneScape thing.
yeah. Nasty. While I choke on the inside of my throat, Pink, do you have anything coming out on your channel this week?
No, I don't believe so.
Addy.
Not really. I'll have to run it by y'all because I did record a video. It's edited. It just needs to be uploaded and made public. But I have a legit like I have a smaller breakdown in the middle, and I'm not sure if it's funny or sad. It's the best way I can put it.
It depends on what the breakdown is over.
I mean, do you just ever have those moments where you try to make coherent sentences and one word comes out? Like not anything relating that sentence you were trying to make, just a word.
I think that's happened on several podcasts coming from me, and maybe once or twice from Pink.
Oh, absolutely.
How many times have I just opened my mouth and, like, realized midway through opening my mouth that I had forgotten what I was going to say, and so I just start going, hey!
I mean, yeah, but that's a
I
different
had a
thing.
thought, then I opened my mouth, then the thought was gone, and I was left all alone and sad.
I feel like that's a different thing though, because what happened with me is I was trying to make a joke, and the joke involved the word pasta, and then I tried to continue with the joke, and the follow up to the joke didn't contain the word pasta, but what instead came out was pasta, and then surprised I say pasta, and that's not I was trying to say what.
I think that sounds like it would work, honestly. I don't know. That sounds like a pretty solid exclamation.
So yeah, you know, just slowly going insane.
You are already
Yeah.
insane?
I mean, to some extent, I already am, but so is everyone else.
Yay!
It's just becoming more apparent, I guess.
My brain no worky. All right, I ain't got anything coming out on my channel. So, what we got coming out on the group channel? Tomorrow, we got The Forest. But wait, that's the end of The Forest.
Yes.
No more forest.
Are you sure?
Believe it or not, I am sure.
Okay.
And then, on Monday, Gary's Mod, me, Pink, and Addy trying and failing to get through a horror map, only to find that it's single player.
I remember that.
But funny things did happen, so we're uploading it anyways. On Tuesday, Fighting Games R, Episode 15, Street Fighter 4. On Math. Hang on. I'm not good at counting. There we go. On
If you press on the thing that it tells you.
shit. On Friday, the scariest of games, me, Addy, and Goku get hunted by Ewoks.
Oh no.
It's like the
Sounds
Predator,
horrifying.
but tinier. And on Saturday, the same day as we'll be recording the next Shut Your Mouth Lounge, Tekken 7, but spooky! Are you
How
scared?
does that work?
It doesn't think.
Spooky, scary
I
skeletons.
guess we'll have to tune in and find out.
The spookiest
Yeah.
part is when Addy's internet breaks at the end.
Oh, I caught that out again
Ow!
because I'm an asshole.
It was so perfectly timed, though!
It was perfectly timed, but with the way I edited the matches before, I felt that the way I felt like the ending was pretty conclusive this way anyway.
Okay. Alright. So that's what we got coming out on the group channel. Soon. What have you done the past couple... just the past week? Were you here last week? Ah, fuck.
Nah, I wasn't here last week.
Fuck it. Whatever have you been doing, which I assume includes RuneScape.
Was I here last week?
Yes, you were. You talked about Cobra
Okay.
Kai.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh, is Cobra Kai good?
It's very good. I really liked it.
Wasn't that originally a YouTube Red series?
Yes, it was. And then it got moved over to Netflix where people were actually able to watch it, and a lot of people really love it.
Nice. And it's a like sequel centered around the bully, right?
Right.
Nice. Yeah, I've been considering watching it. But
Oh, nice.
yeah. I'll get back to you guys on that. Anyway, what I've been up to is obviously I've been playing RuneScape for the past few days since it released on Steam.
Yeah?
It wasn't on Steam before?
No, it just released on Steam like 3 days ago.
How old is that game?
Are you talking about
Old.
3D
I
RuneScape,
think it's
RuneScape
about
or
as old
old?
as I am.
That game is old enough to drink.
Yeah. It's definitely been around since at least 2001, but I think it's been around before then. Like, it still runs on HTML code. I'm not kidding.
Oh no.
At least they switched over to HTML5
Yeah!
for RuneScape 3.
Modernity!
Though there are some though some people do believe that RuneScape 4 is going to be built on Unreal Engine 4, which would be crazy.
Eh!
That would be quite the jump.
Yeah, just a little bit. But yeah, it's a trip down nostalgia lane. I just decided to completely start from the very beginning. Because the last time I played, I think, was like 2010, 2011, if not earlier than that. It's been a very long time since I last played. Yeah,
2010 was 10 years ago. Can you believe
Yeah.
that?
yeah, it was.
Wild.
And it took them 10 years to release it on, well, more than 10 years to release it on Steam, because Steam's been around since, geez, when was Steam even?
Well, let me look up the release date of Counter-Strike Source, because I want to say that was one of the big launch titles for Steam. Or probably just Half-Life 1. Let me look that up.
Steam launched in 280.
Wow. That was a whole year after 180.
Yeah,
Oh, that's not accurate.
Oh.
Okay, hang on.
a whole year after Jesus died.
Jesus died so Steam could live.
September 2003.
2003? Wow.
Good lord. I was thinking 2005, 2006,
Yeah, that's what I was
2003.
thinking,
That's
too.
like wild.
When Steam launched, it was only Valve's own products.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah,
That's like when I found out that Netflix used to be like a Blockbuster thing where they would like rent out DVDs.
Yeah.
Like Netflix has been around since the 90s, like the mid 90s.
It wasn't called Netflix in the 90s though, was it?
Yeah, it was. I think it was called Netflix.
Before the internet was really a thing?
I think so.
I mean, the internet was certainly around in the
They were
90s.
really ahead of the curve on that one.
I mean, the internet was around in the 90s, but I can't imagine they were conducting their film business through the 90s internet.
Maybe they had a different idea of like what net meant. Like maybe they thought like, it's a catch-all of all of the films.
That could be.
Nah.
It was actually called VHS flicks at first, but then CDs happened.
Oh, Christ.
But yeah, RuneScape is a lot of fun. I mean, it's not for everyone. It's very, very grindy, but in like a good kind of grindy way.
Explain.
Just because like the grind is very passive, and so like while it's like one of those idle things,
Yeah,
Like,
it's
you can
it's like
just-
freak it out. Cookie clicker words.
Addy,
I'm
Addy is
gonna need
not having a good day today.
I need to speak real slowly and enunciate everything overly so that I can actually pronounce words.
It's all
Bloody
good.
hell.
Like when I'm wearing a mask at work, I keep having problems pronouncing certain words. So like when I'm going up to customers and I'm like, "Are you finding everything okay?" I can't pronounce the G very well with my mask, so I'm like, "Are you finding everything okay?" And I start sounding like Sylvester Stallone.
You go
Hey, that works.
you go up to a customer. Do you know the way?
Oh, shit.
Then you spit on them, and then you leave.
Yeah. But yeah, so I've been having that problem too. Oh, I did not expect that imp to just die like that. Anyway, I also bought Persona 4.
Yeah.
Is one of the best RPGs ever.
Yeah.
After Persona 5 and Divinity Original Sin 2 and Dragon Age Origins, but otherwise it's one of the best RPGs ever made.
My personal
And-
favorite.
Yeah, Dub's personal favorite. Wasn't it in your top 10? It was like in your top 5 actually, wasn't it?
I think it was in my top 3.
Top 3?
Yeah, I think it was number 3. The only two games that beat it out were Red Dead Redemption and Silent Hill 2.
Nice. Yeah. So, yeah, it's been fun playing that. I haven't gotten too far, which when I say too far in Persona, that means like 10 hours.
Yeah.
Because I'm still in like the tutorial phase. Like I think I just unlocked the first dungeon.
Oh,
So-
shit. You're taking more time than I did. Damn.
Yeah. Did you finish it after it?
Uh,
Or did you take a break from it?
Well, I'm taking a break from it right now because I am so fucking busy with a lot of games.
Fair.
But according to Steam, I'm only at 11 hours, and in that time, I have definitely beaten the first dungeon.
Right.
I don't think I've started the second one, because the second dungeon is kanji, right?
The first dungeon is Yukiko.
I know that. Yeah, I'm aware. I just
Yeah.
beat it.
The second dungeon, I don't think it's kanji. Is it kanji?
I think it is, because you remember that you go to investigate him, and he winds up chasing Yosuke and Chie around the fucking pagoda for
yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
Is the
Yeah.
second dungeon getting locked into troll loops?
One thing is, I don't like Chie's voice actress at all in the golden version. I really wish there was a mod to change it back to the original version, but I checked and there's not. So,
I'm getting used to her, but there's definitely a thing of there's an element here of Chie's whole arc. Well, part of Chie's whole arc is that she's not comfortable with her femininity, or rather her lack thereof.
right.
Which worked better when she had a voice actress with a deeper voice that sounded more
Right.
masculine.
Right.
And now this new voice actress is very, very feminine and very, very pixie, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And her voice is very shrill, and it just hurts my ears a lot of times.
Yes. Well, it's really funny now, her standing next to Yukiko, and Chie is like, oh my god, I'm so sad that I'm not more feminine. And Yukiko now just has, like, this booming soprano voice in comparison.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Alright, anything else?
Shoot. What did I do the week before? What did I do? Actually, let me check my Steam library. Oh yeah, we played with Goku Bob on Sunday.
Oh, right, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, yeah, and we played Total War Warhammer
Yes,
too.
you and I
And-
both went for kind of dickish builds.
Yeah, I went for a very dickish build and exposed Goku Bob to the stealth mechanics in Total War in the most scummy way possible by building an
Skaven.
entire army that was invisible to him.
Didn't even need to say. And I picked dwarfs. Dwarfs are dwarfs. I just
Yeah.
could have, after I set the formation, I could have just walked away and ate a sandwich and I still would have won.
Yep, yeah. So, but yeah, that was fun. Goku seemed to enjoy it, so despite the fact that we were kind of scummy.
I went softer on him after the dwarves, and you went softer on him after that, so.
Yeah.
You learned
Well,
the value of
actually-
dragons.
After the stealth one, we played the awful 1 hour long match.
Well, there was the one
Remember?
where you went vampire counts and was like, okay, zombies and blood knights, and then
Oh yeah.
that didn't work because I brought blood knights counters, but
Yeah. I honestly didn't even spend all of my gold. I had like 5,000 left over for that round. I was just trying to give Goku a easy win.
oh yeah, on my first match, like on the first match I played against Goku where you weren't there, I only spent half. He got like a proper high elf stack with like dragons and shit, and I just got like 3 goblins, 2 orcs, 2 trolls. There we go.
I feel like as long as there is artillery in a strategy game, giving Goku the easy win isn't really an option. He'll just take it anyway.
Oh, that's the thing though. Because he didn't have any of the expansions, there are no good artillery well, there are good artillery factions. Yeah, but it's the Skaven,
Skaven.
and we advised him not to play the Skaven because the Skaven are hard to play.
Yeah.
The Skaven
Well,
are easy
yeah.
to play if you have the DLC, but the vanilla roster for Skaven is really hard.
Yeah.
It's usable, but it's very weird.
Yeah.
Whereas if you use the DLC units are just kind of point and click, watch things die.
Yeah.
That's Warhammer. Anything else soon?
Not that I can think of, but so yeah, it was basically been RuneScape for the past 2-3 days, and Persona 4 before that. And shoot, have I watched anything? I don't think I've really watched anything. There hasn't been a lot on Netflix, so yeah.
All right.
Haven't really been up to much because kind of working a lot lately.
Yeah.
And I get a lot of 1 o'clock to 10 o'clock shifts, which those suck.
You sympathize much, Pink?
Yep, I've heard that before.
Oh, Christ, and now it's your job to tell people, hey, we need you to come in from 1 to 10, isn't it?
Yep.
Being a manager is not what it's cracked up to be, is it?
No, it friggin' sucks. I hate it. I hate it.
Pig has to live in the rafters.
All right.
They lower me down like Sting at the start of my shift.
Better that they lower you down like Sting and not, Owen.
That's true, but actually at this point I think I'd prefer the Owen way.
Oh gosh.
All right. Well, that was cursed. Pink, what you been up to this week?
What have I been up to? All right. Not a lot, because it's been a lot of work. Overwatch has their Halloween event out now, so I've been doing a lot of that with my fam.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Good times, brother. And I started getting back into Civ 5 until I came across a bit of a conundrum where I selected a leader a longish time ago, not that long. It was like maybe the day prior. But as I was resuming my little campaign or whatnot, I realized, hey, I don't even know what this leader does. What am I supposed to be doing? So I tried looking around to see if there was something I could click on that would kind of give me a rundown of my basic abilities. Could not find it. Actually, I asked you on Discord, which you said you couldn't remember either. So that's kind of up in the air. I'll have to go Google it or whatnot.
Well, there's
I
two
was like,
there's two possibilities that occur to me. Have you tried the Civilopedia?
no, I have not.
And I have to follow up with the question of, is it a mod faction or vanilla?
Vanilla.
You're probably good to just ask me then.
Right.
And in that case, what faction is it?
It's Ethiopia.
Ethiopia. Oh, Ethiopia. Yeah, I know Ethiopia. Ethiopia is one of my favorites. So what they've got is they have a universal thing of your military units have like +5 or +10 more strength when they're in your borders. And you get a unique building, which is their version of the monument provides faith. So they get to religions a lot faster than anyone else other than the Celts. And their unique unit is a World War II or World War I infantry unit. I forget their name. But they deal proportionally more combat strength depending on their proximity to the capital. So the closer they are to the capital, the stronger they are.
Ah.
So you picked the wrong faction is what I'm going to tell you, because you like very expansive, aggressive play. Ethiopia...
Right. That was my worry, because I was sitting next to a couple of city-states, and I'm like, I'm not sure if I want to bully these guys or if I want to ally myself with them.
Ethiopia is very much a small turtle faction.
Yeah. Ironic.
And here's the thing, Civ 5 doesn't have a religious victory, so the Ethiopians aren't really well built for pursuing any one victory, except you definitely want to avoid domination. They are just built for turtle up, like, it works for science and stuff, because some of the ones that... It works for science, because with science, like, when the other players start realizing you're coming too close to winning, they're going to try and charge you down. So with Ethiopia, you'll be really well defended against that. But, like, culture and stuff, yeah, you might... They'd have a rougher time with, I guess. You and Soon both are, like, expansive, aggressive players in Civ, aren't you?
And we're very green.
I usually try to build tall, actually.
Oh, weird, okay.
But in Civ 6, that's obviously not viable, like, at all. So...
Unless you're the Maya, right?
Unless you're the Maya, apparently, yeah. But, yeah, no, in Civ 5, I would always just have, like, 3 or 4 cities, because I would always just forget to keep building settlers.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, it's one of the awkward things of playing Civ 6 is getting used to having to spend, like, your early game just pumping out settlers. Ignore everything else, just pump out settlers and the bare minimum of warriors needed to protect them.
Yeah.
Unless you get horse archers nearby, in which case, get fucked, everyone else is gonna be jumping ahead 50 turns from you while you have to fucking sit and get, harassed.
What's really weird about Civ 5 to me, when, I started with 6 and went backward, it's like, when I'm building wonders, it's like, you just sort of build them inside your capital.
Oh, yeah.
And there's, like, no way, as far as I'm aware, there's no way to check on what you've built in which cities. So I'll get bonuses from wonders, and, like, I don't even know which city built that wonder or which city's benefiting from it, but I know I have it somewhere.
That's how I play
in the
every
pocket
game.
Universe.
That's how I play every game of Civ.
That's what Soon does. Soon hoards wonders like nobody's fucking business. That's Soon's playstyle. And yes, Soon, you don't play Egypt in Civ 5 and you don't play China in Civ 6.
Because that makes wonders too easy.
Yeah, you gotta work for it.
It gets me so mad because I remember all the games we've played. I've been like, oh, I want to go for this wonder. No, wait, I'm playing with Soon. I can't.
It's a way to assert my dominance over everyone else. I play with civs that don't build wonders well.
And you and you fall behind.
But he has all the shiny wonders, and
Yeah.
at the end of the day, what really matters?
Exactly. And in Civ 5, I believe that strategy worked better because
The wonders didn't take up room.
yeah. Also, in Civ 6, the culture victory is really hard to get if someone else is trying to get culture victory.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Because it's like there's not much you can do. It's just a passive win meter, you know.
Yeah, I've complained about this plenty of times before, but Civ 6, every victory type other than science victory is too easy to counter.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
being able to try and counter another player's victory type is a reasonable thing to have in your strategy game, but it's too strong.
It's way too strong.
For any victory type other than science.
Right. Science, there is no counter, right?
Using
Besides,
using spies to break the space things and just outright fucking invading them and raising their cities.
yeah, that's fair. But
Which that works as a counter for anything, and also doesn't work as a counter because they have the fucking science advantage. Their units are better than yours.
Yep.
That's probably true. Yeah.
We need to stop them from going into space. Quickly, mount up the cavalry so we can fight their fucking SAM rocket launchers. Addy, are you sufficiently bored yet? Oh my god, Addy's done.
Addy is thrilled.
We
Addy is
put him to
thrilled with
sleep.
with this talk of civilization, RuneScape, and Persona. Well, Persona maybe, but the other stuff
Addy's
is
fine.
just
Addy's
thrilling
fine
to
with
him.
Persona.
Yeah, he's fine with Persona.
I
But
think he
the
may
other
have
stuff-
honestly walked away from the computer.
I'm here.
Oh.
He's still here. He's still here. Yeah.
We need to figure out a way. How can we get Star Wars and boxing into Civ so we can just make the most anti-Addy game?
Muhammad Ali becomes the president of the
There's
US.
definitely Star Wars spots for Civ.
Yeah, and like Addy says, we'll just mod Muhammad Ali in as the new leader for America and throw him in there.
Yeah, it'll be perfect.
Doesn't
The
Addy
Rock
also-
needs to become president, so like 50, 60 years from now, he can be the American leader for Civ number, I don't know, 17.
I mean, we've already had Lincoln, so we've had at least one wrestler president in the game already.
Yeah.
Boy, it's been a while since we got Lincoln. When was the last Civ where Lincoln was a choice for America? 4?
Yes.
Right, 4 you could choose between Lincoln and FDR, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know that because I actually played that one recently as well.
Yeah. That one's
I
old.
played Revolution a little while back, and holy shit, Revolution sucks.
Oh,
Revolution is just so much worse than the mainline ones.
it's fine for someone to get into if they've never played a Civ before, because, like,
Yeah.
there's not citizen management, which cleans things up quite a bit, but yeah.
Yeah, it's just there's not very much you can do for anything.
Domination
I mean,
is
it's-
super strong in Revolutions.
Yeah, because there's not really much else to do than dominate.
The AI is not very smart in that game either, so they'll just let
Like-
they'll just let you rock up with some fucking warriors who then annihilate their Civ, you know.
Yeah, they even like auto build everything too, so you don't have to think about that at all.
All right, Pink, you done anything else?
Have I? I don't think so.
Addy!
I didn't do nothing.
Ah, shit! Okay, for real though.
No, for real. Like
Ah, shit!
I'm playing through Ghost of Tsushima again because thanks to Matt Hardy, my save file is dead. You missed that soon. Matt Hardy broke into my house and deleted my save files.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Ah, fun.
yeah. So I tried to go through the game real fast to figure out to find out what New Game Plus has in it.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't able to, but from what I've read, they do have some new armors even in the single player game in New Game Plus, as well as new colors. So that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody gets the option for loadouts now. So if you
Nice.
want a specific armor to have specific stat boosts, then you can get those. And what else? There is the multiplayer, new multiplayer game with multiplayer story and all that, but I don't play online, so
Hang on, is like this multiplayer story like important to the single player story?
I don't know.
I guess we'll find out in the days to come.
That, and then what else did I even do? I guess I played Enter the Gungeon. It's Enter the Gungeon. Like, I, I, I still have yet to get past level 4 W.
Well, it happens.
Yeah. Cthulhu is just too strong.
Bullet Tulu.
I
Speaking
think
of Cthulhu, we really need to get back into Smite.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's released now, isn't he?
Not only
Yeah.
was he released,
Yeah.
but they released a new Japanese god after him.
Yeah, it's Tsukiyomi, which I'm sure Addy would be excited to play. Whoa.
let's see.
Let's
Thank you.
Yeah, the biggest reason we're not into Smite right now is because, well, W doesn't have gold either now, and I haven't had the option to even get gold for the past like half a year. So
I haven't played Xbox. I haven't played Smite on Xbox in years, Eddie. I have it on Steam.
oh yeah, true. So yeah,
Yeah,
it-
because you have all the gods. You have all the gods on PC, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm.
If we jumped on right now, I could play Cthulhu. The problem is, I don't think Addy wants to be stuck with fucking Raw and Thor.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with Raw.
I like how you leave Thor out.
Thor is a lot better now.
Is
They changed Thor a lot. Yeah, they changed Thor a lot.
Oh right, they did made it so he wasn't entirely built around the spin anymore.
Yeah, the spin is also very different now. It has like a final hit after he does the spin.
Hasn't it always done that?
No. It used to be just the spin.
Oh,
But
okay.
now he does a final hit.
It's good to know. Thor is no longer trash.
Oh yeah, Thor's actually. I mean, he was.
Thor wasn't trash to begin with,
he-
but Thor was the wrong choice for the beginner assassin.
Yeah.
The beginner assassin should be Loki, not fucking Bruiser
Loki.
Assassin Thor.
Yeah,
No,
look,
no,
you got a
no.
rework.
Yeah, Loki got a rework. It's been released.
Oh,
Right.
shit.
And now the battle pass is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It sucks that we missed the Avatar battle pass, though.
Eh.
Yeah, I'm disappointed.
I refuse to support the TMNT battle pass because they didn't give a TMNT outfit to Kuzembo, even though he already has one.
Maybe that's why they didn't give him one.
He's the
What
legendary.
character would have?
He's the legendary sixth turtle.
I mean, the ones that they chose make a lot of sense, like Sun Wukong for I don't know their
Donatello.
names. Donatello, yeah. And then Loki for
Raph.
Raphael, and
Keep
Like,
going.
the-
We can fill in the blank. Don't worry.
I don't I don't even remember the other gods that they chose.
Okay.
You know, it was a weird choice to go with Nuva for Mikey though.
Alrighty then. Anyways.
Oh, I forgot. I also played Avengers for a day when the new patch came out with the new content. That's the exact same content as the content that they've been giving us, except it has a timer and an always degrading health.
Why?
But it's on the same map. But it's new content because totally new content. And then Kate Bishop got delayed, as well as everything else got delayed. So yay.
I mean, if you want to complain about news, I can complain about my main not being in Guilty Gear. But I mean, he'll probably be in the DLC, one of them.
We still don't know.
Yeah. But
Is it
yeah, Avengers is in a very bad state right now. I'm not sure it'll ever get fixed.
I'm cynical at this point.
I've seen people speculating that the reason they are not even like talking about releasing Spidey is because they're hoping that that Sony will funnel money into the project until Spidey releases.
Yeah, there's a lot of cases where games companies are like, we fucked up, Sony help.
Yeah.
Street Fighter 5 in its entirety pretty well was, whoops, we fucked up, hey Sony.
Yeah. And then Street Fighter 6 will also probably do the same.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a better one. Street Fighter 6 coming exclusively to the Nintendo Switch.
That would almost work. That would almost be Street Fighter returning home, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, if the new Nintendo Labo kit is just a freaking an arcade cabinet.
The problem is that the Switch doesn't have a fucking shoulder and trigger button at the same time on the Joy-Cons, so they wouldn't be able to do the system they've done for forever of, face buttons are for lights and mediums, and you have the shoulder button and trigger for heavies.
They go back to the push sensitive. You need to bash the freaking...
Oh, shut up. I am finally at peace.
It must be able to spell all along. Capcom and Nintendo will get everyone to ruin their Joy-Cons so people will buy more.
Oh, for God's sake. And you say... Oh, Christ.
I don't know who the current president of Nintendo of Japan is, so I can't call them by name.
Yeah, I have definitely... At the very least, the story of Avengers creation is going to go down as one of the biggest gaming clusterfucks. Because we're getting glimpses right now, and it sounds bad, right?
Yeah, it sounds like they just straight up have no communication between the various parts of development. Like, the weird thing is, the community manager hasn't been talking to people on Reddit, so they have a fucking art designer doing the job of the community manager.
Nice.
Like, someone in the art design department is taking, like, time out of his schedule to go and, like, communicate to us because, like, the person who's supposed to communicating isn't doing their damn job.
Well, I imagine that the art director is no longer working because they're not planning on adding any new content to the game.
Yeah. But, I don't know.
Buy Avengers 2. If you pre-order now, you get Wei Shen.
Yeah, this is one of those... This isn't... I mean, it's Square Enix, so some mismanagement was inevitable.
Yeah.
But this is definitely the kind of situation where it feels like this will go down, and corporate will look at it and be like, alright, well, the public doesn't want Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
Because, generally speaking, corporations have this kind of stance of, we can't make bad games, and even if we can, people don't care if they're bad games.
I mean, to be fair, it is the second best-selling superhero game ever.
Right, but compare that to budget.
Yeah.
Because this thing was a fucking money hole.
Well, that's because they kept changing direction on it.
Yeah. That
for like, 10 years.
I'm not... Like, it's a money hole. It's still a money hole. Even if they change direction, it's still a money hole.
Mm-hmm.
What it is going to look like to corporate is we dumped a fucking shit zillion dollars into this thing and we barely made back any money at all. People don't want an Avengers game.
Yeah. Even though, like, people do want an Avengers game, they just don't want the Avengers game that we got.
They want a good one.
Yeah.
I know I can be a Capcom fanboy, but I'm like, I feel spoiled by Capcom for having released so many times where like a game was fucking bad and then they fixed it later. Like, and looking at other publishers, like, it scares me so much. Because, like, I know the worst case scenario is usually EA or 2K. Because those guys are the ones who will definitely look at it and be like, well, people don't want this anymore. Burn the fucking studio to the ground.
Yeah. I'd say 2K is by far the worst. By far.
At least 2K doesn't really make anything outside of fucking sports games anymore.
Sports games and Borderlands.
You
And
mean,
Civ.
Yeah, Civ, Borderlands, XCOM.
Did XCOM 2 sell enough to merit a sequel?
Yeah.
Huh, okay.
It will have a street
already
basketball
has a
game
sequel
mode.
in the works. Not even accounting for like the
Chimera
spinoff
Squad?
that just released. Yeah, Chimera Squad, which, from what I heard, it sucked.
I heard Chimera Squad was great.
Yeah.
I heard it's a very different experience because you're not using your own custom squad mates, you're using story mode squad mates, but it's still rolling with the idea of alien squad mates.
Mm-hmm.
You and I also, like, pay attention to very different channels, I think.
Yeah.
With
I
very
mean,
different...
I haven't watched any videos on it. I just looked at like Steam reviews and stuff.
Oh, Steam reviews you can't look at. You
I
can't...
always look at Steam reviews.
Steam reviews are like judging things off of random fucking bullshit things, or because some guy on social media was like, I'm angry about this one thing, go review bomb this game. Like, I mean, what was I gonna say? Like, how many games does Steam say, oh, terrible reviews because there was day one DLC? How many games are, like, relatively bug-free now, but still have bad Steam review ratings because they are buggy on release?
Yeah.
How many Steam games are perfectly fine games that have low ratings because there's a black woman in the game, you know?
Yeah.
And the
that's right.
Quarteringer, one of those guys, was like, oh, white genocide! Or who's the fucking guy that lost his goddamn mind because there are female generals in Rome too?
Shoot.
The guy
It was
that
Ark
Creative Assembly's
Warhammer,
community manager quit
Ark
when he said,
Warhammer.
I hate that guy.
Ark Warhammer.
Ark Warhammer, yes, that guy. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
Rome 2 still has a ton of bad reviews that are just from his community.
Yeah, probably. But I don't know. I find that like if you actually read the reviews, that like that gives you a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, if you're reading the in-depth ones, definitely. There's a lot of memes, though. There's a lot of memes.
Oh yeah, I hate meme reviewers. I hate them.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It also can't really change that sometimes the reviews that get voted to the top are the ones that tend to agree with public sentiment.
Mm-hmm.
So the reviews that are on top for Witcher 3 on Steam are going to say this is the best game of all time. When it's not, but people want to say it's the best game of all time, you know?
Right.
Like,
Geraldo has gotten me to see not one but 3 pairs of boobs.
yes!
This is the best game ever.
And the free DLC!
90% of which is shit.
The funny thing about the free DLC is that it was basically just cut content that was released at a later date.
Honestly, my favorite Witcher game is Blood and Wines.
And the no crunch! The no crunch!
Except the crunch.
Except for the crunch.
Oh
Yeah,
no!
except for the crunchy Kit Kat.
But you shouldn't believe the developers. You should believe like the top management people of CDPR.
Yeah,
instead of the developers, because screw those evil scumbag developers that make the games for us. We only care about the really rich guy at the top.
You see, soon the thing is, crunch is fine because other
Developers
jobs
do it.
also did not developers. All other like jobs, other industries also do it, and that makes it fine instead of just trying to make it non-existent everywhere. Also, it's also fine because they get paid for it.
Yeah,
those are
the same amount.
Yeah. I mean, there's some forced overtime overtime work pay in Europe. So I've got to assume that Poland has something like that as well, or whatever the hell the freaking whatever shithole spits out the Witcher. Poland is a
Whatever
nice
country
place.
does it is now automatically shittier for it.
Yes.
I mean, Poland does they give government funds to help fund CDPR.
Yes, they do.
True.
CDPR gets a lot of Polish government money.
Yeah, CDPR is the top. They produce the top exports for Poland.
Which is sad because Poland is a nice place from what I hear. It has
From what
okay
you
people.
hear.
Yeah, from what I hear, it has
From what
okay
you hear.
okay people and all that
Poland's
shit.
nice.
And
Poland's
then
nice, I've been there.
Oh, for fuck's sakes, will you two stop speaking at the goddamn same time? You're fucking starting and stopping at the same time, and I can't tell what either of you two are fucking saying.
nice.
I said Poland's a nice place.
Okay, speak in order, children. Addie goes first.
Okay. So yeah, Poland is a nice place from what I hear, but the thing is, CDPR actively brings down the quality of life.
Oh shit, CDPR's moved in next door. There goes the neighborhood.
We can't sell the houses for as much anymore. The property value is sinking under the ground. How is it doing
Just
that?
plummeted.
Nearly choked on my water there. Okay, Soon, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just gonna say that Poland is a nice place. I've actually been there.
Ooh, alright.
That's all I was gonna say.
I won a culture victory with Poland once.
Oh wow.
That's proof enough. Well, you see, you must understand, Hungary is the chief military power in the world, as I've won at least 3 domination victories with them.
I mean, Hungary was actually a really dominant.
I know,
military
Soon.
power.
God damn it, stop ruining the joke.
Hungary has only ever been on the right side of wars.
Oh boy.
On the right side of wars. Yeah. Ignoring World War II.
And we'll see Project Red to get Keanu Reeves in the first place.
Oh,
If
another
so,
thing that
that's a big commendation to Poland.
It's funny that Pink's talking about CyberPunk because he turned into a cyborg there.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Pink, I think you need to update your fucking system software.
Again?
Yeah,
It's a download
I
for
just
them.
did that last week.
plug your skull into the computer.
So time consuming.
It's like those stupid fucking brain tail pig, fucking things from Avatar. I hate Avatar. The pigtails that you plug into the dragon's ass, and you now understand the dragon's thoughts.
You now understand the exact composition of the dragon's shit.
Yes.
Well, you meant blue people Avatar.
Right.
I like how Pink adds his commentary, but he only adds half of it because his internet's dying.
There it is on my end.
Hades
What'd
has
you
come
say?
for Pink.
Hades is all unplugged his router.
Hades! Alright. Yeah, anything else, Addy?
No.
Alright. Well, I didn't do a whole lot this week. So, first thing I'll say, watched a couple episodes of Fargo Season 4. It has yet to get the ball rolling very quickly. I don't mind because the characters are written in a very interesting way where we're coming to find more and more about the characters, so I don't really care that they aren't killing each other very much. The actors are very thoroughly entertaining. There's only a couple big stars on the project. Chris Rock, an actress whose name I forget despite quite liking her in Chernobyl. None of you guys watched Chernobyl, right?
I did.
I did
Okay.
not.
The female scientist, the kind of third main character after
Yeah.
Stellan Skarsgård and what's his name? Jared something. Anyways, her. She's here.
You having fun trying to remember these people's names?
Yeah, I am. Thank for noticing. Thank. Yeah. Anyways, she's really fun in this series because they just gave her a wacky character. They went to her and they're like, all right, it's the 1950s. So you're kind of trying to fit into this 1950s ideal of the perfect woman. At the same time, you're kind of a psychopath who murders old people in hospitals and then says it was natural causes. And you also have very violent sexual tendencies, but you think of them as being very, very normal and very matter-of-fact. And there's a very surprising scene where an Italian mob boss is sitting outside of the hospital and he's trying to stake out the doctor. He wants to track the doctor down. And the nurse chick is just like, hey, I noticed you're looking at me. Here's a hand job. And the mob boss is like, what the fuck? So that was fairly amusing. Chris Rock is actually not clown choosing it up. As a matter of fact, he's very, very serious. And he's doing a pretty good job of it, though he's not had any, like, super serious moments thrown at him. He's had some very solid dialogue thrown at him, which admittedly just about anyone can look good with the Coen Brothers dialogue, but still.
I mean, the biggest question is, did he have any soup thrown at him?
Well... almost. I hate when you get things kind of close to the accurate part.
That just shows that the freaking the simulation is collapsing.
Oh no. Otherwise the cast is mostly full of nobodies. Or well, the Italian mob boss's son is hang on. There is one Irish turned Italian mobster, and he's played by Ben Whishaw. And Ben Whishaw, while not a big blockbuster star, he does play Q in the new Bond movies, so that's close enough to stardom. And the Italian mob boss's son is played by a actor whose name Ben Schwartz. Which Ben Schwartz kind of counts as a famous actor because he's been in a shit ton of Wes Anderson films. However, I do not think that our particular group of friends is too terribly fond of Wes Anderson.
I've had to watch every single Wes Anderson movie.
Every single one?
Every single one.
When?
For college.
Okay.
The professor was obsessed with Wes Anderson, and so basically the whole class was Wes Anderson film. After Wes Anderson film. After Wes Anderson film.
I see. Which ones did he make you watch?
All of them.
I just can't believe that.
No, I think the only one we didn't watch was Isle of Dogs because it came out too recently.
Okay, I'm going to assume you weren't...
Just go ahead and look up the movies and I can tell you which ones I've watched. I watched Rushmore for sure. I watched Grand Budapest Hotel. I watched The Darjeeling Limited. I watched The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. I watched The Royal Tenenbaums. I watched Fantastic Mr. Fox. Yeah, I think that's Oh, and I watched Moonrise Kingdom, I think. Yeah, I did watch Moonrise Kingdom. So I literally watched everything but Isle of Dogs.
All right. Pink adds his... well, it's not even 2 cents. It's kind of like a heavily dented penny. So, soon, I'm going to assume you were not fond of most of them.
I mean, they were fine. Some of them were good.
I've definitely heard good things about Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yeah, Grand Budapest Hotel was good. Fantastic Mr. Fox was good, although my girlfriend hates that one. Didn't like Rushmore. The Life Aquatic was kind of good. I didn't like Darjeeling Limited. And then I don't really remember the Royal Tenenbaums. But basically all of the movies felt the same besides Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Wes Anderson very distinctly has his style of quirky.
Yeah. And so like all the movies feel the same.
Yeah.
Basically. But yeah.
Do they all feel like they've been rinsed through cotton candy?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. So Ben Schwartz is in almost all those movies, and he's here in Fargo, and he's pretty good too.
Ben Schwartz is the guy from Parks and Rec, right?
He was in Parks and Rec, though I don't remember.
As shoot, what's his name? John Ralphio.
No, different guy.
Yeah, he was. Ben Schwartz was John Ralphio.
Hang on, am I getting names mixed up? Because it's not that guy. I can tell you it's not. Oh yeah, okay, I am getting names mixed up because you're right. That is Ben Schwartz. Okay, hang on then. Let me go ahead and look up Fargo season 4 so I can know the actor's actual name and fucking watch his name be like Ben Schwartz man.
Yeah, like Michael Jordan versus Michael B. Jordan.
Fucking Jason Schwartzman. Damn it! I fucking hate German names. Damn it! I'm a confused American. I can't handle these European names. Oh, Timothy Olyphant's there too. He's great.
So now I have to look up who Jason Schwartzman is, because I was like, Ben Schwartz was doing like a non-comedy. Oh yeah, this guy. Yeah, the main character of Rushmore and one of the main characters of Darjeeling Limited.
Yeah. And Jesse Buckley is the name of the doctor in Chernobyl and the nurse here. It's a pretty solid cast, except for the guy playing the fucking mob boss's son's brother. Salvatore Esposito, playing the character of Gaetano Fada. I'm only saying that stuff out loud because I'm looking at the Wikipedia page right now. He is yucking it up super hard. I mentioned this on last week's podcast, but I need to mention it again because, oh my god, is this guy fucking yucking it up.
I can't stand when actors do that. Like Luther in The Umbrella Academy season 2. Holy fuck, it makes it just so hammy.
Yeah, it's a Coen Brothers film. It's a Coen Brothers series. So everyone else is being, very subtle and very downplayed. And then this guy comes on and his eyeballs are shooting out of his fucking skull. And every single person he looks at every single human being on the street like they're a cut of fucking meat and he's hungry. And I said this to Pink and Addie last week, but I'm going to mention it again. He's tolerable when he's wearing a hat for some reason, because the hat calls attention from the eyes. But when he's not wearing the hat, he is just, oh my god, what are you doing, man? You know? But it's going in different directions because it's Fargo. Fargo never goes in the directions you expect it to, but it's never subvert expectations, right? The plot progresses very, very naturally, but the plot progresses in ways you did not expect, which is always the nice part. I'll provide one little spoiler. We're not even halfway through the season, so it's not that big of a spoiler. But the character Jason Schwartzman plays, Justo Fada, is at first built up as this very entitled, whiny heir to the mob fortune. And it's like, oh boy, here we go. This guy's gonna certainly get him and every other Italian mobster killed, right?
Right.
Because that's how it tends to go in these mob dramas. There's one bad apple in the mob, and he ruins it for everyone. Right. No, actually, while he has a bad cocaine habit, and he definitely makes some wacky choices, he is nonetheless a person who actually has his head on straight. And when his dipshit psycho brother is like, hey, let's kill all the African-American mobsters because they insulted my shoes, then Justo's like, let's not do that. So that, and not only that, he does it in a very ballsy way. From a character you very much expected to be a coward. So that was a lot of fun. I'm excited to see where that character goes. And this show is going to have one of my favorite character names of all time. One of the African-American mobsters under Chris Rock, his name is Dr. Senator. He is neither a doctor nor a senator. He says his mom named him that because it sounded smart. He's just Dr. Senator. And his actor is knocking it out of the park constantly. And you can always tell with these kinds of series with the ones that they got like the veteran old guy actors.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Senator's actor is, I don't want to say the best actor out of the lot, but like He's got a lot of scenes where it's him and an equivalent old dude in the Italian mob. They've got a lot of scenes together of them, like, sitting at dinner tables and discussing things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those good old-fashioned things of, we got two old class act actors to sit here and just act opposite sides of each other. They're both great guys, so they just let them rock. And it works out very well. Those are some of the best scenes in the series so far. I'm really enjoying Fargo Season 4. Like I said, it's having a slow goings of it, but it's feeling good for having a slow goings of it because it's really building up the characters.
Right.
And with Fargo, you always know there's going to be an explosive finale. Yeah, Fargo.
I know nothing about Fargo, so.
If you have Hulu, I would recommend to watch the first 2 seasons. The second season of Fargo is probably my favorite season of television ever.
Okay.
The first is really good. The thing is, the first 3 seasons all feature all-star cast. Season 4 is rather unusual for featuring a mostly pretty modest cast.
Mm-hmm.
Season 1 was Martin Freeman, Billy Bob Thornton, Allison Tolman, Colin Hanks, Bob Odenkirk. Bob Odenkirk is fantastic there because he's Bob fucking Odenkirk. Of course he is. Season 2 had... I'll look up the cast list. But Season 2, like, let's see. Season 2, Ted Danson, Kirsten Dunst. Kirsten Dunst is actually okay there, which is highly unusual for her, you know. Bokeem Woodbine is a lot of fun. Nick Offerman is a lot of fun. Jesse Plemons, fucking Todd from Breaking Bad. Him and Bob Odenkirk are both, like, ones that I'm always happy with out of the Breaking Bad cast, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Gene Smart, Patrick Wilson, and yet another one, like Kirsten Dunst. I ordinarily can't stand Patrick Wilson, but I actually quite liked him there. Oh, Keith Carradine was in Season 1 as well, and I fucking loved Keith Carradine in that role. Oh, okay, here's what'll sell you on Season 2. Season 2 has Bruce Campbell playing Ronald Reagan. It's a curious casting choice, but it winds up working, because it's Bruce fucking Campbell. Of course he pulls it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's enough about Fargo. I realize I can be a bit of an evangelist for Fargo sometimes. I don't know if you've been around for it, but I've been trying to get Mike to watch Fargo for like a year now.
No, I haven't noticed that.
No, these two have. Pink's icon lights up and I just hear robot demon noises for a split second. I assume that was a response. Oh, man. Alright, other than that, I did put time into a couple 2D fighting games because I got the fucking itch. I will rush through them real quickly because I realize, like, you guys don't really care that much. I do want to say, okay, so, Fighting EX Layer. It's the weirdo... Yeah, exactly. So, there's a little history with that. So, with Street Fighter, during the transition to the 3D era, they wanted their first 3D Street Fighter, to be Street Fighter EX, and they wanted to bring back the original guy who was the director of Street Fighter 2, Arika. And they made a deal with Arika. You make a new 3D Street Fighter, the first 3D Street Fighter, you make some new characters for it, and for whatever reason, we're going to say that both you and us have equal legal, like, copyright rights to those characters. Which, Street Fighter EX came out, it was very controversial in its time, it's more respected now, but it had a cast that's considered very lovable, who has not returned for any of the remaining Street Fighter characters because Capcom themselves outright said, oh, we figured Arika would rather have them. Because if Capcom is fucking weird, they just operate on this weird alien system of logic where sometimes they do horrible things and sometimes they do, like, really nice things for some reason. So they just let Arika have Skullomania on fucking honor rules, I guess. And here Arika made his own fighting game, Fighting EX Layer, made entirely out of a cast of the Street Fighter EX cast-offs. Which is kind of funny. It's kind of like if there was a follow-up to Mortal Kombat X where they just, like, got rid of all the old characters and like, oh, hey, now it's just Cassie and Jackie's game. Here you go. But it's actually pretty enjoyable because some of these characters are actually really fun. But the really key thing here is the Gogi system. The Gogi system is already a bit infamous as one of the weirder systems in fighting games. There are 15 Gogi decks, and each one has a set of 5 Gogi abilities. Each of them is activated in different ways, ranging from
Gogis.
yeah, ranging from rather simple conditions like have the match go on for longer than 10 seconds. Oh boy, don't worry, that one's not a problem. I think it's impossible to not have that one trigger. And when it triggers, your character gets a 10% faster move speed. Some of them are stay right next to your opponent for longer than 10 seconds. And now your grab range is extended by like 50%. Some of them it's real fucking wacky. Like, build up enough super meter for 3 supers while already having a full super meter. Oh, now you just get like infinite super meter effectively. Well, not infinite, but close to it. And there being like 20 characters on the cast and 15 Gogi decks between them, there's a lot of room for experimentation in this game. And you can really play around with the idea of like taking this character, Darun Meister, who is very blatantly just Zangief, but Indian instead of Russian. And like, obviously, you know, throw him a Gogi deck that's good for grappling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or play him aggressively. Give him a deck that makes him invisible when he dashes. Fuck it. And there's a lot of realms for kind of experimenting with characters. I quite like that. I said before to Addy that I don't think Addy would necessarily like the game because it's got a very Killer Instinct style combo system, and Addy very distinctly does not like the Killer Instinct combo system. But I like the Gogi system in a time where fighting games are oversimplifying character archetypes and making characters who are too much just a single archetype, you know?
Yeah, that's like yesterday. I guess that's dating the video, but who gives a shit at this point? Yesterday we recorded the Halloween Tekken 7 thing, and I cut it out all of them. But between loading screens, I went on like 5 different tirades about the sale of the FGC and fighting games as a thing reflecting on that.
I mean,
because
there has to be a change for at least in Street Fighter, because Street Fighter 5 didn't really work.
Yeah.
Guilty Gear might make the same mistake with Strive. We're going to have to see. The beta test that we did get to play seemed like it was actually pretty fun, but we did not get longer than like a week with it.
Yeah, that like my biggest point of conflict with Strive, because there's like most things I like about the game. Like my biggest negative about the game that I can immediately think of the top of my head that isn't like freaking gameplay related is Ramnathal. Ramnathal is so far has been the only character where I have been disappointed with their reveal. But
I mean,
like
Ramnathal had a vocal fan base. Unfortunately, it's mostly feet. But anyway, Ramnathal had a vocal fan base, and she is a unusual character.
Ramnathal had a vocal feed base.
Yeah, pretty well.
But yeah, so like my biggest thing with Strive is just the removal of options. Like I want to have a place where I can go where fighting games can still have all of the freaking options, so people can express themselves however they want. And Guilty Gear to me was that, because Guilty Gear was that in the 2D space, because like watching 2 pros play the same character, the freaking character won't play the same, even though they're the same character. It makes mirror matches interesting, and a lot of my issues with fighting games comes from like oh bloody hell, I called it the right name yesterday, but I forget the actual term. Like perfect combos, where you do the most damage that you can, and it's the best that you can do with that character. And those, to me, like, I can understand why people want to use them, and I don't think people who use them are worse off, but I feel like they sort of ruin the game, because it removes a large part of what makes fighting games fun, which is expressing yourself and finding out new routes. And Guilty Gear had just that, because even though you found a really good route, doesn't mean that there's not one better, or there's not one that's just as good but different.
What you mean is maximum efficiency combos, right?
Yeah,
Which that is just something inevitable. One of the biggest things they say in like game design is no matter what you do, video game players are going to try and figure out a way to like what was it? Maximize out the fun or something like that.
Yeah.
yeah. And so,
Which
like,
of course is also a problem in RPGs because Soon can speak from experience that like people take the fun out of RPGs by just figuring out a way to grind through the game. Which
but like, yeah.
no, go ahead. I was going to be spacing for time.
But like the big thing with me is that, like, you know, if people want to play that way, that's fine. That's their way that they can have fun. So whatever. But video games, like the fighting games as a whole, are shifting away from giving me tools to be able to have fun, like shitty fun, and are just like, no, perfect combos, just that you can do this one combo or that one combo, depending on where you're standing on the freaking screen. Fun, have fun. Like it's an order, and like, I don't know, that just doesn't really appeal to me.
Well, we're stuck in kind of a weird space here because DBFZ is such a big success, and they kind of want to differentiate Guilty Gear from DBFZ, you know?
Yeah,
And like, just because we're not fond of the way DBFZ is, doesn't change that DBFZ exists in the way that it does and hits a lot of what you want, but has still got so much going on that you do not want that it is not the game you want. But nonetheless, it is seen as the game for that kind of hyperactive comboing and stuff. That Arxis isn't going to do another game that does that because they don't want there to be overlap between two products they're pushing.
I don't know. Blazblue and Guilty Gear existed for a while, freaking at the same time, and they're basically the same game. Only BlazBlue is like the freaking.
Well, when they got Guilty Gear back, they're quick to wrap BlazBlue up. BlazBlue really only exists because they lost the license.
True. But yeah, like I feel like the competitive mindset and just how people are pushing for more and more esports are just making it so like there's no more stupid fun fighting games coming out. Like I don't.
You guys are so quick to blame competitive games for this, but like, what is the competitive community's favorite fucking fighting game of all time? Marvel fucking 2.
I don't know.
I don't think fighting games get fucking stupider than Marvel 2.
True. Like my big point with that is like the actively the people who discuss this shit, not the people who actually play it, but you know, the people that that's for whatever reason seem to be listening to.
What they're listening to is the simplification will get the casuals groups.
Yeah, which is stupid because content gets the casuals. I know because I'm a casuals. Well, I'm closer to a casuals anyway.
Yes.
Me and Dubs were just talking about this the other day with Avengers, actually. Like, what gets the casuals as opposed to what gets the hardcore players.
Yes.
And we said, you know, content is what gets the casuals.
Content, pretty graphics, single player modes.
Yeah.
Right. Not like bug fixes. Casuals don't care about bug fixes.
No, casuals see bugs and they're like, what the fuck? Like, the only bugs casuals care about are save deleting bugs.
Right. Which the game does have some of those, so.
Yeah.
Because the game was broken.
But yeah, like that's my big point of like contempt or whatever with the online FGC or whatever the hell. Where they're like, oh well, obviously we need simplified inputs because people are complaining about not being able to learn frame data and the freaking motion and stuff like that.
You and me pay attention to different groups, man, because the groups I've been watching have been exclusively complaining about Strive.
Yeah, apparently so then. But like on the other hand, whenever people come up who are like, hey, maybe if we actually gave a shit about story content, or maybe if there were more than like 2 modes that were offline and one of them wasn't freaking versus, like, I don't know. I want fighting games to be fun for all of the people that it can be fun for, but it wouldn't be fun for everyone ever.
it will never be fun for everyone. That is absolutely the case.
Yeah, you always have to pick like who you want to target.
Yeah. Like really, but my biggest hope with this, with all of this, like I just want for everyone to have a game. Like, I want everyone to be able to be picked between a couple of games for their play style. Like again, I'm not saying that simplified games shouldn't or can't exist, because they have a market. There are people who want to play them. There are people who have more fun with them than normal fighting games. So be it. Make those games. Don't
Like
don't
dive
play. Don't,
kick.
yeah, like dive kick. I don't have a particular issue with dive kick. It doesn't really appeal to me, but it exists. So
I tried to play Dive Kick this past week, actually. That game is not simple.
Oh, is it not?
Oh, no, that game's fucking brutal, man.
footsies, dude, like spacing, basically.
Yeah.
It's just the spacing game.
Oh,
Yeah.
super.
Which spacing is fine. It's a good way to like teach people, that important aspect of fighting games.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But then, like once again, like we keep coming back to me saying this every time this happens. Whenever some big changes happen to series I like, but like I just feel like the part of the niche where I'm at is getting like erased, and that nobody's stepping up to satisfy that part of the niche. Everybody's trying to satisfy a different part of the niche.
It'll come.
It always
Trust
comes
me.
back because the zeitgeist is constantly changing.
Right. Like, for example, I thought that like tycoon games would never come back, but then like Frontier created a renaissance for them. And so now there's a bunch of tycoons games coming out. And I thought that would never happen.
Like, the zeitgeist right now is, holy shit, Smash Brothers made so much fucking money. Holy shit, the Mortal Kombat trilogy made so much fucking money. So let's throw in some fucking half-assed story mode and let's make all the controls simpler. Despite the fact that Smash is actually a very complex fighter when you get down to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another point I wanted to make about Strife specifically. $60 for 15 characters.
Yep, that's the Street Fighter V problem. That did not work for Street Fighter V.
And like, people are like I've seen people going, oh good, well I don't have to lab as much. Like, goody, I had to pay more for less.
Yeah.
Exactly the thing I wanted.
Guilty Gear has never launched with a big selection of characters. Like, Accent Core did, but that's because Accent Core was a re-release of another fucking version of the same game.
Yeah.
Like, Xrd at release, like, how many fucking characters were there in Xrd?
Around 16, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty well just like the main guys you always expect. Also, here's Ramlethal.
No, Ramlethal wasn't in. Ramlethal was added in later.
Oh shit, who was even the final boss then?
No, I mean Ramlethal existed, but she wasn't playable until a patch, I think.
Ah, okay. Yeah, it's I mean, Guilty Gear has to know what it is. I don't know. And like the thing is, I can't really talk too much about characters losing kit in Strive because the character out of that game, who I still consider my main, is Faust, and Faust lost almost nothing out of his kit.
Yeah. And like the one thing that I remember him losing, he has a basically 1-to-1 replacement.
Yeah, the teleport they made more predictable, but that's fine, because even I would have said Faust's teleport was too unpredictable. Which, I mean, I'm coming at it from the opposite side I did from Street Fighter V, because Street Fighter V, I have the thing of like, well, Zangief lost so much of his kit, and I don't like that. And Zangief's not even bad in 5. There's been several times in Street Fighter V's lifetime where Zangief's been the best character in the game. He's just definitely got a lot less fun now that he's not got the banishing flats and now that his normals are very poopy. And it's a definite problem in fighting games of just trying to, like, an idea of simplifying the meta by just refining characters down to just archetypes. And I'm curious, actually, if Soon can, like, relate this to, like, Smite. Because, like, has there ever been an issue in Smite Soon where a character had a lot of variety, and they nerfed him to make him less variable because they wanted to make him predictable for new players to go up against.
I feel like that definitely has been the case. Shoot. I mean, definitely Loki. They nerfed him into the ground.
I feel like
Because
Loki didn't get nerfed for that. I feel like Loki got nerfed because people found his main way of play annoying.
Yeah. Shoot.
Like, what
I definitely remember this being like a thing. I just don't remember what character would have been.
Freya, maybe. I remember
Freya's a mess all around. Like,
Yeah.
she's just not a good character.
Like, what me and Addie are talking about is, like, the idea of each fighting game character having a general idea of what they are good at, but having a variety of things that they can do as an alternative.
Mm-hmm.
And over time, refining it down to where they're only good at that one thing that was always the central basis of their concept, but it is now the only thing they can do.
Right.
Spelunky?
Maybe... I don't think so.
I guess Spelunky has always just been a fantastic hunter.
It would have had to have been a warrior, I think.
Probably. Warriors get nerfed a lot.
Yeah, and warriors are supposed to be the hybrids anyways, so...
Yeah. Ugh. Alright. What the hell was I even talking about?
Fighting EX Slayer.
Alright, Fighting EX Slayer. I don't have anything more to say about Fighting EX Slayer other than Skullmania is awesome, and so is Darun Meister. Bring these guys back into the fold, Capcom. And one other fighting game that I got to play was the Fatal Fury Archives Volume 2, which is a collection of Fatal Fury Real Bout, Fatal Fury Real Bout Special, Fatal Fury Real Bout 2. I thought, I'll run through each game. I looked at the roster of Real Bout, and then the roster of Real Bout 2, Real Bout Special, which is just a better version of Real Bout. I was like, alright, there's no reason for me to play Real Bout then. And I started up Real Bout 2. Real Bout 2 has just the roster from Real Bout Special, but with a couple more characters. So there's no reason for me to play Real Bout Special, I should just play Real Bout 2. So effectively, I bought Real Bout 2.
Nice.
Oh, hey, Steve is playing CK2.
Thanks for the notification. There are gameplay differences. Real Bout 1 has the very odd choice of making it where you can step into the foreground or the background despite it being a 2D fighting game. I don't know if this... That's a Fatal Fury thing?
Yeah, no, that's an early KOFism. That's just early SNK games.
Okay. Could you actually, like, step into the background and walk around in the fucking background?
Yes.
Oh, shit. I knew in, like, 94 you could dodge by stepping into the background, but shit, I didn't know you could do that. Yeah, it's really weird.
It used to be you had three planes to fight on. You had a foreground, you had the middle ground, which is the normal stage, and then you had the background.
Okay, that's the way... So in Real Bout 1, you can step into the background or foreground, but you ultimately have to come back to the main battle line, no matter what. Real Bout Special, they get rid of the foreground entirely, but you can now drag your opponent into the background and fight in the background for some reason. Real Bout 2, they're like, okay, this background fighting shit is bullshit. We're going to keep the background, but you have to, like, immediately get out of the background when you go back there. You can't fucking camp out in the background. Which is the smart choice to make, I think. But it's got an interesting roster. It's effectively, like, Garrow is kind of like the epilogue for Fatal Fury, to my understanding. And that, like, Terry's the only returning character, and it's mostly made up of new guys, most of whom are, like, legacy characters, like the Dongs, who are very clearly Kim's legacy. So Real Bout 2 is kind of the grand finale for Fatal Fury, especially considering there's no fucking way Fatal Fury's ever going to get another game again, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
just watch us on the next Evo or whatever the equivalent will be. Freaking SNK comes out, cancels Final Fantasy. Bloody hell, King of Fighters 15, and releases. I can't
Are
finish
you
it.
okay?
No.
Garrow 2, baby!
SNK comes out and cancels Final Fantasy 15 to announce Garrow 2.
They fucking march out the fucking development team for Final Fantasy 15 and execute them on the stage.
they
The
they,
Yakuza War starts now.
they do a collective freaking Buster Wolf. That's the method of execution.
But they just march. They just bring out a disc, a physical copy of Final Fantasy 15. Hire an actor to play Terry, and he punches the box.
Yes.
Clearly, this is the best way to handle marketing. That's how they'll market Garo too. The Final Fantasy 15 killer has arrived. A game of an entirely different genre. Not even close to the same aesthetic. It's a fucking fighting game set in the modern day, following martial artists. This will kill this fantasy sci-fi game. RPG.
Yes.
Okay, anyway.
I'm imagining how they could make the advertisement like freaking aggressive in that, like, oh, we actually have lived in worlds.
Terry Bogard is gonna make you his bitch. Oh man, that's what I spent most of this week doing, actually, was watching Matt McMuscle's What Happened. I'll just say that real quick. Matt McMuscle is a former member of the Super Best Friends, though they now broke up. Now spends a lot of his time just making solo videos. A lot of them are What Happened, which is a kind of little video essay mini documentary series where he just talks about games that were notorious disasters and talks about what happened that made them notorious disasters, whether it was the marketing team's fault, development, publisher's fault, so on. I've been watching a lot of those. Those are really enjoyable, though I don't think Matt is the most well-researched guy in the world, because sometimes he makes some bad points. So it's one of those things that you gotta watch with a degree of awareness of that. Yes, salt.
Salt.
Degree.
You have to be angry a bit. Not too much, though.
Anyways. So, Fatal Fury, Real Bout 2. There are some characters here that I really like. And I'm like, wow, I hope this guy's in KOF 15. Addy, do you know about Rick Stroud?
Not by name, but maybe by design. Let me look him up.
He is a Native American boxer. He is badass. I'd love to see them throw him into KOF 15. Probably not gonna happen because he's way too similar to Vanessa in gameplay. Like, there's a definite feeling of this guy was intended to be SNK's Dudley before Vanessa became SNK's actual Dudley, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
It is.
Oh yeah, I do know this guy. Yes.
Yeah, he's awesome, isn't he?
Yeah.
There's a lot of fun character designs in this game. There's some ones that are weird, too. One of them's just a fucking matador. And it's like, everyone else is clearly a martial artist. Here's a matador. You know, that martial art.
Yeah, killing bulls, the biggest martial art.
Yes! And I gotta say, like, yeah, it definitely feels like the ultimate finale for Fatal Fury, because, like, boy, everyone's fucking here. They marched out Krauser. I'm not complaining at all, because I fucking love Krauser, but Krauser don't get much respect in modern SNK games. So the fact that they marched Krauser out is nice.
I mean, he didn't get much respect by the time of freaking 98 UM.
Yeah. Him and Mr. Big both kind of get stuck as Geese's bitches in the early games. And now Geese just has a lot of different bitches, so, yeah. Just stick with Billy Kane. Let Krauser be his own separate villain. Okay. Addy, I thought of something. I wish KOF 15 would have a team that's just the Howard family team. But there's no Rock. Instead, it's Geese, Krauser, and Kane. Would that not be great? I mean, them bringing back, like, Kane or Grant in any way from Garo would be nice enough.
Yeah,
But I feel like they could bring back any of the Garo characters and we'd be happy. Well, maybe not the little girl, but anyone else.
or the ninja.
The ninja. I like the ninja well enough. He certainly wasn't my favorite. I think they're going to avoid bringing back Kevin Ryan for the curse. Lest he break the game yet again.
Yeah.
But yeah, you and me would definitely both be happy if, like, I like Gong Il a lot and his girlfriend, but like I would love for KOF 15 to finally have the team everyone's been waiting for of Kim and his sons. You know?
Yeah, Dongwon and Jae-hoon.
I thought it was Dong Jun.
It may be. No, I don't think he's Dongjun. Let me look it up because the one we were in the white robes, I never remember his name.
I want to say Jae-hoon was Kim's rival. Yeah, this is a problem we have where we mix up the names of all the Korean characters in KOF except Kim.
And Dongwon.
Yeah.
He's the only one I know who's not. No, Kim Jae-hoon is his son.
Oh, that's weird. Hang on, is the one that's named Dong Hwan the one that's a womanizer?
I'll look it up.
Did SNK seriously just name a Korean character Dong Hwan and make him a ladies' man?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I appreciate that they went for fucking English puns. Well, I guess it's Mexican, isn't it? Mexican puns. There we go. Spanish puns. Whatever. Fuck it. Oh man. Yeah, it's enjoyable seeing a lot of the characters in the original setting. Tung Fu Ru was fun when he used to turn into a big muscle man instead of just having it be a stand for some reason. And I look at a lot of the characters and I'm like, man, I hope this guy gets into a KOF sometime soon. There's one dude who's an Italian kickboxer, Franco Bash, and he's just a giant for some reason.
Why not?
Yeah, I mean, he's fucking Hulk-sized. I associate kickboxing as a martial art that would have more agility to it. But yeah, Real Bout 2 is a lot of fun. Maybe we should share play it sometime.
Maybe, yeah.
Alright, and that's the extent of what I had to say this week. So,
Bye.
damn it. Pink, say bye.
Bye.
Holy shit, he didn't robot.
Hey, it's a miracle.
I'll see you guys later.